Welcome back, everyone. Yep, it's late at night. I'm out by another campfire. I'm out today doing a little bit of provincial park camping again, back at Fitzroy Harbor, Fitzroy Provincial Park, basically, on the Carp River and the Ottawa River where they meet. So it's really cool. Had different plans for this weekend, but things changed. So had to pivot, and here we are at Fitzroy. So I showed you Fitzroy earlier just as a day trip adventure. Now I'm going to try camping here along the river and we'll see what it's like. Just getting little snacks by the fire. Got some chips and some marshmallows and just make a little decaf coffee. It's my little lantern from Bass Pro Shops Cabela's. Pretty awesome, actually. Just carried around. It's solar chargeable. Really like that thing. It's going to be pretty cold tonight, down to 7 degrees Celsius. I had visions of doing, well, this weekend was supposed to be kind of a hammock camping trip with Birch, but plans changed. That's going to happen a little bit later on in the fall. So this site isn't really amenable to having the kind of the hammock camping situation. So, I mean, there's lots of trees and stuff, but it's like shrubs and things. So I don't think I'm going to go to bushwhack full of ticks. Kind of pick a better backcountry kind of situation to do that. But make chilly tonight. So I've got the tent. I've just got my little nature hike bag, my little goose down bag. That'll be pretty good. And of course the dog. I mean, he's like his own little furnace there. He'll snuggle. Basically filled it straight to the top. Looks like it's straight out of a fancy schmancy restaurant, but no, I just poured it right to the top. I'm using my new Yeti cup, and it's from Bass Pro Shops Cabela's as well. I put Justin Barber's sticker that I bought to support his latest adventure there off-grid. Life is better outdoors. So I got his sticker on one side, and I got my sticker on the other. So yeah, this is great. This is insulated. I got my lid to put on it once I drink this down a little bit. But it's a perfect little tumbler, and it's insulated. So night like tonight, it'll stay nice and warm as long as possible. All right. Going bushwhacking here to find the perfect marshmallow stick. Ow. Lots of vines and stuff in here. I don't quite know. Lots of thorns on that. I don't think I want that. Well, look, I'll pick a buckthorn or something. Yeah, tons of thorns in here. Great. Not the most ideal marshmallow stick situation in here. Alright, I found a stick that's not full of thorns, so we'll toast some marshmallows. Royce is in guard dog mode, just had to haul him back. He starts charging at the front of the campsite, so they have to be leashed here in provincial parks. So anyway, thankfully he just boinged himself at the end of his tether, but he needs to kind of chill out. Oh. Oh geez. I think it's completely burnt up. Tasty though. Delicious. Just making coffee this morning with some skim milk powder, and I was 2 years old when I realized that skim milk powder, you can mix it up with cold water. Do not mix it with hot water. If you mix it with hot water, it stays like chunks. Because I used to just toss it in my coffee and just think it would dissolve, and it doesn't. So mix it with a bit of cold water, and you're laughing. Oh, making s'mores coffee this morning. How about that? Having a quick hit of calories this morning. Very cold night last night, like 7 degrees. Kind of not used to that. It's the first time this year it's really gotten that cold. So I need some calories to warm up. I'm moving around. Got up this morning at 5. The dog was like ready to roll. But anyways, just hanging out here at the campsite. I'm gonna have a quick bit of calories and I'll make a better breakfast, but just need to get warmed up. Last night I had my my nature hike goose down bag. I also had my underbag for my hammock system, which I did set up obviously, but was a lifesaver. That underquilt was super warm, so I just bundled up in that. And I have my my fleece over my head because I was losing a lot of heat through my head. My head kept getting freezing, so just did this. So you know, be prepared. The weather is changing. It's supposed to get up to like 23 today, so it's gonna be fine. It'll heat up pretty fast, but definitely got pretty cold and very damp in the night. A little bit of a breakfast fire going here just to warm up as well. It's migration time, so a lot of the geese and stuff are going overhead. You can hear all the birds kind of collecting. So fall is definitely here. Some of the squirrels are dispersing and fighting, you know, the usual. Best way to make bacon, just get a stick, drip it over the fire, all the grease gets down. It's super tasty. It's just like a nice green stick here from a striped maple. Delicious. Delicious. I'll make some eggs and some wraps too. So today the hope is to head out in the canoe and explore the river and stuff like that. And I think first just go on a hike and do a little mission, look around the campground and check it out. I kind of drove through here a few weeks ago when Royce and I came here by ourselves to do the Terraces trail. So it's supposedly like a skiing trail that you can go here in the winter. I don't know if it's really open in the summer, but it's a 6-kilometer trail to poke around in. So we'll see. It might be pretty overgrown in the summertime. But yeah, it's provincial park camping. It was pretty quiet last night. I had trouble sleeping just because I was a bit cold, but we'll see. Got some backcountry stuff coming up, so I'm pretty excited about that. This weekend, like I'd mentioned earlier, you know, kind of went a little bit sideways. Lots of different plans. This finally solidified. I was away just last weekend. Had a death in the family, unfortunately. So, you know, September plans have been kind of rescheduled a little bit, but that's okay. Last night, like I said, super quiet. Wildlife, what did I hear? I hear the odd little mouse rustling around, and last night a great horned owl, so that was really special. You remember my last trip out in Algonquin, I heard a barred owl, so that's really nice hearing the great horned owls. Nice going for morning dip. Here's the main, well, little channel going out to the main river. You can hear the dam straight ahead that way. Such a gorgeous morning. There's a look out onto the dam. So that's how power is made in this area, or one of the ways. Some fishermen out there. Really careful around this dam area. So over there's Butternut Island. Look up here, there's an osprey nest. Beneath my feet are tons of shells, mussels. Someone sits here and eats stuff all the time. Crows are attacking a large bird of prey over there. Whoa, what if that's an eagle? Oh yeah, look at it. That's a massive bird. That's neat. Well, it's warmed up now. Time to make some lunch. Let's take a look at what we've got. Well, I've got this Canoeing miso soup with rice noodles. That looks pretty good. And next up, I'm going to be making some tuna melt. So this should be delicious. All right, we got a little tuna melt there. Cheese actually is melted inside. And my miso soup. That should be delicious. Just out for an afternoon paddle on the Ottawa River here, and it's beautiful. Thank goodness warmed right up after lunch there. So it's high at 23 right now. It's gorgeous. Water in, pretty shallow, rocky. It does get a lot deeper. There's lots of stuff you can catch out here fish-wise. Went back behind the tent site and I could see a lot of bass in the little river behind where we have our tent. So probably check that out and fish there tomorrow night. So here is Schatz Falls, or Cat Falls in English. So this is a power generation dam for jointly operated by the Ontario Power Generation and Hydro-Quebec. Puts out 79 megawatts of power. This used to be a tourist attraction around here in the 1800s. It was Schatz Falls. Had lots of chutes and a 35-foot drop. So back in 1929, they built this power generation station, 1929, and I think it's finished by 1932. So just take a look at that. Very dangerous, obviously, right there, and the reservoir above stretches for quite a while. So that's how a lot of us get power here in Ontario, is from water. Just want to show you the surface of the water out here. Look at it, it's all churned up. Lots of current right here. Gotta be really careful near hydroelectric dams. And this right here, right opposite, this here, the opposite the Schatz Falls, is Alexandra Island. This is the other side of Alexandra Island. I'm not really sure if it's a private island or just part of city property or whatever. But beautiful. A lot of really old trees up there. Extremely shallow waters around here. You could walk right out. Just beneath me here, I mean, water's up to my knees. Really, really shallow. Good weed bed around here. Oh my gosh, I literally put the camera down like, I'll just try fishing right near this weed bed. Beautiful bass. Look at that. I wish I had that on camera. Woohoo! Man, this is awesome. I feel like so much more wildlife on this adventure. And after I got that one bass, I got a second one right after. So great fishing here. Ottawa River is awesome. You get all kinds of things here. Brown trout, bass, walleye, pike, yeah, largemouth, smallmouth. I think there's even salmon in the Ottawa River somewhere as well. So I can get extremely deep in some parts. So anyway, this is just a gorgeous day, a wonderful trip. Okay, so I was like, I'm done for the day. Nope, got another one. Woohoo! Alexandra Island for the win. Lots of bass out here, guys. Just decided to take a little bit of a break here on land. It's gorgeous. Nice view of the falls. And take a look at some of this geology down here. Look at this. See, all little pebbles have kind of carved it out over time. Super shallow in here, really. A lot of current. You gotta be careful. It's a gorgeous day. I couldn't have asked for a better day to be out paddling. I mean, a little bit windy, but well, that was an awesome day. I was back at the campsite prepping for dinner. Gonna have some sausages tonight with quinoa and lentils or something like that. So that's gonna be great. Got a few more bags of wood, so I'm gonna have a nice fire tonight. I feel really relaxed. Man, that canoe trip, that was really awesome. That was kind of unexpected, all the fishing and stuff like that. I was just brought my rod just because. But no, that turned out to be a really awesome thing to do and to explore around the river. Current was pretty strong, and it surprised me how shallow it was in some areas, but well worth the paddle today. Well, everything's ready. I've got honey garlic sausages, a little bit of lentils and quinoa, cheese, and some chips. Delicious, nice hot meal. It's not to get super cold tonight, about 11 degrees, but nice to have a hot dinner. Best way to end the day. Tomorrow, I think I'll do a little bit of hiking. So tomorrow I think we'll do a little bit of hiking and see what we can up to. I tell you, there's tons more wildlife here than I saw at even Algonquin Park. So hoping tonight we hear, I don't know, maybe some coyotes or something interesting like that. So I'm just going to hang out by the fire here and I'll catch you tomorrow. My new favorite way to have coffee. Put some marshmallows in it. Gotta keep it exciting. So here we are this morning, a little bit overcast, but really warm actually. Didn't get down lower than 13 degrees Celsius last night. So yeah, it was a really nice night. Super quiet. Really didn't hear much of anything. At one point, Royce did get up, and I think something was maybe rustling around by the tent. Nothing big, but he was doing like a little low growl, like kind of like that, but not like waking everybody up by barking or anything. But I definitely, when I was listening, I could hear something rustling in the shrubs right by the tent. So I think that's something little, I don't know, like a mouse or something. I could be wrong, maybe it's a raccoon. So anyways, but that was basically it. And of course, you know, in true provincial park camping, front country camping style, a lot of people woke up due to people's car alarms going off because they're hitting the wrong button on the keys. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. Wasn't me, but everybody got up this morning. A few people were actually, you know, couldn't, you know, get into their cars properly. So today we have our pass until about 2 in the afternoon. So we're gonna have some breakfast. And I think we'll try the Terraces Trail today. We'll do that and see what we can find. It's a bit longer trail in the park here, so we'll see what's changed since last time. Well, we've arrived at the trail. We'll see how big the waterfall is this time of year. I think it's probably pretty down to a trickle. We'll find out. You guys remember this from my last video that I was when I was here just doing a hike, and yeah, look at absolutely no water. Nothing. Can't even get the dog a drink. A couple of drips here and there. Well, 'tis the end of the season, but in spring it's probably pretty wild. Found the mushrooms are kind of drying up these days. Don't see a whole lot of them around, but there's a little bit of that coral fungus coming out of the log, so that's kind of cool. At least one thing's out today. See why they call this the Terraces Trail? There's a lot of really nice outcrops there. Good viewing from above. I'm finding a lot of blue jays around, and a lot of crows and stuff like that. There's a few little warblers, I think, coming through, and some migratory Canada geese right now. And here's the view from up here. Definitely a good stretch for the knees and the hamstrings. That's the other part of the trail up here. Here's a fresh flush of turkey tail mushroom, medicinal mushroom. It's a time of year to find this. Sometimes you can find it in blues and browns that look just like a turkey's tail. I did a video on the medicinal aspects of this. Feel free to check it out. So something else that I could go up that terrace there without any issues. I recently had a lot of knee pain for a while and haven't really addressed it. So I went to see a physiotherapist this week, and they actually think it's coming up higher in my leg from my hip area, as well as some issues with my calves. So I've already started some exercises and some treatments, and I noticed a difference already. So that's awesome. I'll be doing little follow-ups weekly just to kind of stay all tuned up. But yeah, take it from me, don't wait too long if you have some kind of an injury. Deal with it right away, or you'll end up with like chronic pain. So far I think this is fixable. She doesn't think I've torn any kind of meniscus or cruciate in my knee or anything like that, so that's good. That was my big fear, is that I'd done something to it. It would click for a while, and I had trouble with my going you know, up and down steep embankments and stuff. My knee would just kind of fail. But she thinks it's actually coming from my hip area, and I was just sort of walking differently, favoring that, and so that caused the issue. So here's hoping a few more weeks and I'll be right back on track. So that kind of sound, that is a chipmunk giving an aerial warning, meaning there's a predator somewhere up in the trees. That's what that means. So I'm looking around. There is a tall white pine up there. I don't see anything there, but even that hatches onto it. So I think there is some little aerial threat, like a hawk or something around. Chickadees also going behind us too, so that's interesting. Yeah, yesterday, I think that was really cool yesterday how we saw that eagle being chased off by the crows. That was really neat. That was a young eagle. So young eagles have a lot of brown and white on them. They don't have the, we're talking about bald eagles, of course. So that's really neat. There's lots of bald eagles coming back, you know, since that crisis with the DDT that caused their eggs to kind of wither up and not form properly. So yeah, that was really neat seeing the crows taking on that big young eagle. So right here we have some wild grape, and I saw a lady and her family out picking some wild grapes from one of these vines. One of her kids was saying, "Oh, look at, there's blueberries over here." And I'm thinking, oh, hopefully they know exactly what they're doing. But no, she was saying that she was getting grapes. But one thing I did worry about, and I thought she was picking, was berries from the Virginia creeper, which you can see here's the grape and here's the Virginia creeper. So you don't want to eat Virginia creeper berries. You're going to get a really bad stomach upset or worse. And then you can see this is the wild grape right here. So that's one thing I worried about. I wasn't sure whether she knew what she was doing, but it became apparent that she did. But just be really careful. See, sometimes edibles and non-edibles be found literally right beside each other. And there are some wild grapes right here. The green ones aren't ready, but the purple ones are. And the other thing you have to watch for around here is buckthorn. And this can also be a purplish berry. That is not good. If you eat that, you'll get extreme stomach upset. So that's also mixed in here, and here's more of that Virginia creeper in there as well. So just be really careful when you're foraging. Well, just back from the hike, stopped in the park store to get a drumstick. It's one good thing about Provincial Park camping, there's a park store, and you can get goodies like drinks and snacks and things like that, as well as some emergency supplies if you need them. Well, thanks so much for joining me today on another Provincial Park camping adventure. I've got more adventures planned for this fall, so stay tuned. Have a great week. Take care.